Hey guys, I just wanted to make a helpful video to help explain how to use the breakout rooms in Adobe. I do have some experience using them, so hopefully what I've learned can help you guys out as you try to implement this year. So let me take you on my thought process on how I go about using the breakout rooms. So let me pull over my Adobe room here. And so first, you want to preset each room. So to do that, you're going to want to go up here and click on this icon up here. It says Breakout Room View. And then just click on Start Breakouts. So I'm going to click on Start Breakouts. And you have to click on Start Breakouts for anything to be saved in the room. So now we are in a breakout session. There's no students in the room. I'm just setting things up. And you can move your name down here to whatever breakout room you want to. You can go to breakout 1, 2, 3, 4, or to the main meeting room. Right now, I just have 4 rooms set up. You can always set up more rooms if you'd like by simply clicking on this plus button up here that says create a new breakout room. You could add as many as you'd like, or you could get rid of any of these by clicking on the X next to them. So right now, you'll see I'm in breakout 2. And you can see that I created a slide that I uploaded into each breakout room. It's the same slide. It has the directions. It says your task. And I try to give the students step-by-step directions on what they're going to do together. So here you'll see I broke it up into part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I usually have them working on some type of a Google document. So you're going to need the web link pod. So if you go up here to pods and click on web links, you can just click on add new web links to get this web link pod here. And you can add documents to this by clicking on the upper right corner here. And you can click add link. And when you do that, you'll see this. And so you'll need to give the URL name and the actual URL address down here to whatever document that you're using. So you'll see I've already uploaded, I've got 2 web links going on here. I've got Nixon's speeches that the students, it's a document that the students will go to read a particular speech. And then there's a Google Draw document that they'll have to apply what they just read from the speech to this Google Draw document where they'll create a newspaper article. I always have a chat box opened up so the students can chat in this room as well. And I usually have the learning target posted at the top just so they don't forget what is it that we're shooting for today. Okay, so now that you've gone into each breakout room and you've got the web links, you've got this main screen set up, the chat box, the learning target, you should be good to go. So now I'm going to end breakouts, and everything is now saved in the breakout rooms. So when you're ready to start the breakout session in class, you'll just go back to start breakouts, and you'd actually want to hit evenly distribute from main room. That just quickly distributes everybody in the room to a breakout room. Or you could do it manually if you want to move each student name into a particular breakout room. You can do that. If you have a small class, that's probably doable. But if you have a large class like I do with 60 or 70 kids, this evenly distribute from main button is really helpful because it's just instantaneous. It breaks them up into rooms. All right. So now let's say we're in class and we want to introduce the activity to students. So here it is. Your task: you will now become a newspaper reporter during the Nixon presidency. And I go through all those steps that I have on that slide in their breakout room. So we read through these together. I look at an example of what a newspaper article usually consists of. And I show them an actual newspaper because maybe some of them have never seen a newspaper before. And I show them how it has a title and usually some subheadings, some text, and usually some type of image or picture. And then sometimes I try to practice one together. So if this activity, if you think it might be challenging to students, try to do one together just to help them understand what they need to do. So here I look at an actual speech of Nixon. We read through it together as a class, and I actually have some spots underlined to draw their attention to those particular spots. And then I try to talk them through my thought process of how would I go about pulling out the main ideas of this article, of this speech, and turning it into a newspaper report. So I show them this is the headline that I would come up with that kind of sums up this entire speech that Nixon gave, and I try to pull out 3 subheadings of what were 3 supporting details from the speech that support this headline, this main idea. And then I included a picture. And so this is basically what I'm asking them to do in their breakout room. So they've seen me do it. They've kind of listened to me think out loud throughout this process. And then I go back to the directions. I recap those directions one more time in case maybe they weren't listening as closely the first time through. And so now we've really hammered these directions to the point where they're probably sick and tired of hearing about it, but at least they know what to do now. And so now you can break out. So here's where you go over here again, click on this one right here, click on Start Breakouts. And from this point in the class, I move from room to room. All right, so right now I'm in breakout room 2. I usually check in with the students on my microphone, ask them how it's going. Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can help you with? Sometimes they do, other times they just run with it and they're good to go. So if this room is good, then I move to breakout 3, see what's happening in breakout 3, and so on and so forth. I also try to monitor their Google Docs that they're working on. So let me go to one of these student examples. Here's a newspaper article that one group created last year in class. And so I actually got to see them working on this together. They would often sometimes chat on top of this document or on the side of it. I could see what they were saying to each other. And it's just good to keep track of that just to make sure that everything's going okay, that there's nothing inappropriate happening on the Google Docs. But you can kind of see how they're doing. You can see what kind of progress they're making on these while they're working on these. And yeah, so that's pretty much how it works for me. And when class is over, then we just click on End Breakouts. And that is usually a wrap. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. That's my quick tutorial on how to use the breakout rooms. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Thanks for listening.